Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Krida Astro Reflection. Today I'm going to make another video on houses in a birth chart, and I'm making this after quite a long time because of the holiday season. So today basically I'm going to discuss about fourth house in astrology. This diamond shaped box you are seeing in the birth chart, this is known as the fourth house of astrology. In the previous episodes we had learned about the first house or the lagna, the second house and third house in a birth chart. Today I'm going to discuss the fourth house in a birth chart. What does fourth house represents, what all karkas are there of the fourth house, and what a significant role a fourth house plays in our life. We are all going to discuss this in this video. So what does fourth house represents in a natal birth chart? Fourth house represents the body parts which are represented by fourth house are the heart and lung area. Basically, it's the chest area which is represented by the fourth house. Then fourth house chiefly represents our mother, our home, comfort, and peace of mind. All these things are represented by fourth house. So from the fourth house and the dignity of fourth lord, we come to know a lot about the mother and relationship of native with his mother in a birth chart. Like if fourth lord is not well placed, we'll come to the lordship, the house and its lordship later on in my forthcoming videos. So if a fourth house is not in good dignity, for example, if some malefic planet or some bad planet is sitting in the fourth house, then the native might not have very good relationship with his mother. Also, his peace of mind, his comfort will be at stake at some point in his life. Also, the home environment might not be good at certain point in his lifetime. So other than this, what all does fourth house represent? Fourth house represents the conveyance one has in his lifetime. That is, the cars, the vehicles he owns is represented by the fourth house in his birth chart. Fourth house also represents real estate matters, land and property. From the dignity of fourth house and its lord, we can come to a conclusion that how this person is going to fare in real estate matter, whether he will have many land and properties, whether he'll have many houses, or whether he won't be having any house of his own. These are also seen from fourth house. It is also very, it is also much of a significance. If we want to know we can succeed in real estate business, fourth house has to be seen for it. And besides all this, a fourth house also represents the school level education of the native in the birth chart. That is, how the native will fare in his studies up till class 12. This is seen from the fourth house. Now, let us continue with the placement of various planets and what all results these planets will give if they are placed in the fourth house. When malefic, a bad planet, a rebellious planet like Rahu or Ketu, they are sitting in the fourth house, then it might be possible that the native will have some distant relationship with his mother. Either his mother might be absent in his life from the very early stage on, like she might pass away, or she might be busy in her own world or busy in her career, and native is left all alone in his childhood, or he might have some difference of opinion with his mother. It could also be that his mother might be very might have some uncommon way of thinking, because Rahu and Ketu, these illusionary planets represents uncommon things which are not normal, which are not conventional in their approach. Besides this, if a mild, malefic, and hot planet like Sun sits in the fourth house, it represents a very authoritative mother, a mother who can overshadow your father or is equally dominating in the family of the native. Because Sun represents authority, Sun represents domination. Sun is the king of all the planets. So native might have a mother who's very authoritative in nature. At some point, he might have difference of opinion with her as well, because Sun is a hot planet. Wherever sun sets, it burns that place. So at certain point in his life, native might have some major difference of opinion, some major issues with his mother as well. But with maturity, age of the planet, with maturity of the individual, native might be able to overcome all these difficulties, all these barriers in his relationship with his mother. That is, if he wants, if he is willing to. That is when the planets mature. That is when we all mature. It's never too late. Now, what happens when Mars sits in fourth house of your natal chart? Mars is actually in a very good position in the fourth house because Mars gains strength in the west position. So in here, the native might do very well. He might do excellent in real estate business. He might own several land and properties, but it again depends on the dignity of Mars. Mars must be your natal Mars, your Mars in the birth chart must be in good strength. It should not be weak or debilitated. It should be aspected by benefits. We have to look into several things before coming into conclusion, conjunction, aspects, etc. So if Mars is placed in a good position in the fourth house, native might do very well in real estate business, in houses and property matter. He might own several vehicles, cars, etc. Now, what happens when a cold and practical mature planet like Saturn sits in the fourth house? It's very obvious the native will have a very mature and practical mother. The one who might not be able to give sufficient nourishment to him or nourishment, affection, or love to him might be cold towards him, but at the same time, this same mother might take up the whole responsibility of the native. She might be carrying the load of the family, might be the sole breadwinner of the family. She might be so engrossed in her duties and responsibilities that she doesn't have time and energy to invest in the emotions, in the emotional support to the native. But she might not be able to give emotional support to the native because she's so busy with her own schedule and responsibility burdens of the household. But mother would be very practical and mature in nature, again depending upon the uh, dignity of Saturn, whether it's in good strength or it is in weak dignity. Also, the family life, the married life of the native might suffer at certain point because of the placement of Saturn in the fourth house. Again, the dignity of Saturn will matter. Now, what happens when benefics like Jupiter or Moon, Venus, they are positioned in the fourth house of your natal chart? It again depends on the dignity of these benefic planets. How are they? They are weak or they are strong. But then naturally, one can derive that the mother would be very skilled. She will be multi-talented. She might be an excellent artist. She might be a dancer, musician. She can be a poet. She can be the first teacher of the native because Jupiter represents teaching. She can be a guide to the native. More or less, the relationship with mother, if Jupiter, Venus, or Moon is placed in the fourth house, will be good. Unless or until it is very badly afflicted, these benefic planets are very badly afflicted. So all this happens when various planets sits in the fourth house. Also, it depends upon the aspect of other benefic or malefic planets in your birth chart, which are aspecting your fourth house. And it also depends upon the transiting planets, which are transiting in the zodiac. We'll come to that later on. It also depends on nakshatra. So many things are considered before coming to a conclusion uh, about a particular house, the result a particular house will give at a particular time in the birth chart. We have to look into several aspects before coming into the whole birth chart analysis criteria. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and in case you're interested in personal consultation from me, please feel free to contact me in the links given below, both the Facebook and Instagram link. You can also email me at my email ID, which is given below. That's it for now. Next, I'll come up with the fifth house and its karka in a birth chart. Thank you. Take care. Bye.